Okay, so today is Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday, Thursday, we've got news coming up, so mark them in. I already posted the hours, and let's take a look at the market. Now, yesterday, I did say if the market comes down, you can carry on because we had a breakout. So the market pulling back is okay, and that was a trading hour opening price, nice and easy. Okay, now then, let's take a look at today. Okay, so we're up here. We still have a bit of room to go, as you can see, and the market's buying it as well. It's no big deal, no gaps. So going back up is okay to continue in that direction, and that's also good. So we can still come up into this zone. Now, Monday being a swing day, that's worked out fine for us. The next swing day is not yet, so you can follow it up until the next swing days for this one, and you can just you can just continue the move. Okay, if the market makes a blunt move down, that 50 level is 2653. Okay, so if it does something crazy to sweep stops and so on, okay, that will be the level here. Okay, in the interim though, if it does dip down, going back up is okay, because Wednesday is the middle of the week and we've got the swing days coming up later, other than Monday. Okay, so Monday was a swing day, which was fine. That's now the low of the week, so we should be going to the next swing day. So if the market pulls back, for example, into this bar, it's already done this. Okay, so this is already done. Okay, it might dip still a little lower. Okay, but this is already done, right? So if we're in swing hours, slightly lower as well, closing that gap, that's also doable. So that's a good place to get in. Closing this gap to get in. Okay, so just mark it in. All right, so just put your line there, or if you like, you can put your second rectangle there. If the market touches that zone or is very close to that zone at a trading hour, you can go in with a tight stop loss. Okay, but yesterday you should have done well, and that was all good. And I said the day before on Monday that we should wait for a retracement, and the market came back into that zone during before New York in London, and worked out fine. Okay, so this has still got room to go back up. If we find ourselves down on the daily pivot here or here during trade hours, I think we're good to continue to push up. Euro dollar, let's take a look at the daily chart here on the euro dollar. Remember, euro dollar, we did say swing days, Friday and Monday. So I did say selling this was the way to go. And if you took that advice, you should be fine. Okay, so these were hours. As you can see, market sold. Obviously, this is not a good place to sell since it's already done the move. But once again, as you can see, the targets are done. We still have a bit of room to come down to, as you can see. So that level is going to be support. Obviously, if you've learned trading from me, then you know not to be selling at these lows. When we decide to sell, we want to make sure it's a swing day. We're at the highs and we're following the moves nice and easy, so it becomes logical. That 39 level today is 1.0492. So 1.0492 is going to be the support of the day, which is fine. All right, which is there. Should that break? Well, according to the bigger time frame is there, we should probably come further down. Okay, so this is why I was a bit weary about this PST breakout, because it's big fish eat little fish, and this should come down. We still have room to kind of push down into there. This could dip down into here. This will be a buy zone if it does that for us, and that is what we're anticipating. And as you can see, we've got price range here at 37.36, which is 0250, 0177. So that zone is still on the radar for us. Okay, so on the daily, we can keep pushing downwards. Okay, as the market pushes down, if it breaks down, your targets are 35 or 32 on the daily, so you should definitely 1.0455 and 17 cover, take partial profit, and so on. 0455 is there. 0417 is here. And this level is further down. I'm just going to get rid of that because we're updating everything on a day-to-day basis anyway. All right, so that's how it should be like. If the market goes back up again, you want to sell from Tokyo high or the weekly pivot, that's fine. Let me just refresh this. Our daily pivot is going to be here, as you can see. So this is already a sell zone. All you have to do is just put your hours there and match it to your technical analysis. If you don't know technical analysis and money management, you shouldn't be in the club anyway. So I'm kind of thinking you're all good with that one. Okay, and let's just get this, move it forward a little bit. You guys have the hours for the whole week anyway, so you should have put these all in yourselves nice and easy. All right, so 7:45 is there. Whoops. Okay, 8:45 my time, 7:45 is there. All right, and then what else did we have? 2:05 my time. That's the opening here, 1:05. So nothing really to do here. As you can see, the market just opened up. Okay, and that's basically it. Just follow the rest of the show. If the market breaks below, a pull back into a trading hour is good to keep shorting down, but don't sell here. Like I said, this is not a sell zone. This could be a buy zone if the market did a stop sweep, comes quickly back in and starts pushing up. So be careful, don't get knocked out by these moves. Match time to your analysis. SP 500, as you know, I did say we should be pushing in there. The swing day, as you know, for this week is now coming in today. Okay, so Wednesday is a swing day, so we can take Wednesday into account. So if we want to look for a buy, that's not a bad idea from the lows. Okay, so Friday was a swing day, so Monday, Tuesday, now we've got Wednesday for a swing day. If you want to take Wednesday to a higher level, you can. Because today we have news, okay, you're going to have to watch the New York session. Now the New York session has a few hours in there, but I think, in my opinion, you know, there's some good hours, which is 5 minutes past 3 my time. So that's not a bad hour at all. Okay, so you can wait for that. These targets were done yesterday. This is nice and easy, as you can see. And I did say you can push these down if the market came up. The market did come up right into the trading hours and just pushed it nicely into the target. So you should have been okay. Now, can we follow this down into Wednesday? You're going to have to wait for the news. And because of the news, you know, wait for the news hours. Let's check it out again. So here's the economic calendar. So these are coming out at 4:30, right? And if you take a look at your hours for today, you'll find I've got 4:15 there my time, which is a setup just before the news. So after the news comes in, we should have a push in the market. Okay, a push in the market, and I'm thinking that'll probably, you know, push us it'll give us a direction, and depending on what you're trading, right? And once you get that direction, it should go in there. So until the news, we're either going to hang around here or maybe come slightly lower. Let's take a look if we've got anything on the daily there. Yeah, so you know, we could pop down into there. So weekly, let's check it out. On the weekly, we've got 62, which is a bit down there. Okay, 5987. So if there is a bad news, okay, 5987, I already got that there. Okay, is on the radar. Okay, so we just got to keep it perspective. Now remember, I've got 2 swing days, so you know, be mindful about it because we've got 2 swing days. So if we have like, a big push here, then the next swing day is going to come into effect. Okay, but this day, according to the news, we can wait for a setup just before the news. Having that location is fine. I was just going to check out the daily there. Just bear with me. 58, 6,039. Okay, so if I bring this to 6,039, so we're already there. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, because the weekly now, as you can see, is just there. Okay, so that's still on the radar. And with the news, I am expecting a pushy move. Okay, because we've got energetic aspects happening, we've got pushy moves, and once it pushes, I'm thinking, we're probably going to continue with that move, and that's how it is. Okay, so be mindful, that could be up or down. What you can do under such a situation is you can wait for the news, and if the market is tight, you could choose to enter on the breakout in a direction, because there is going to be like pushiness in the market. There's 2 ways to enter. You're either going to go in on a breakout, or what you can do is let it go, then pull back, and then get back in the direction of the initial push. All right, so that's like, the way to kind of go. Okay, rightio. So let's do that. Can get rid of these as well because they're pretty well. I'll keep them there for just reference. Okay, so let's take a look at Dow Jones and Nasdaq and Bitcoin. Now with Dow Jones, as you know, from last week, the swing days held, and from that level it just kept pushing down. So if you were trading it, that's fine. Now we've got the indices, and it's a swing day for all of the indices. Then obviously we're going to have to take the measure. Sometimes looking at one index sheds light to the others, and sometimes it doesn't. Remember, with the Dow Jones, the market stopped there, but with the SP 500 and the Nasdaq, the market kept pushing up. So like Monday for Nasdaq and SP 500 was like a breakout day, whereas for Monday for this was like a down day, and you can see how nicely it's just coming down here. Okay, so this is good to see, and if you entered in the down direction, which you should have done in the first place, you should be just fine. This is still valid, so we're pulling down, and this, if the swing day works out, it's not a bad day at all to kind of like push up from here into the next swing day and then fall off. Okay, so that might be kind of like a way to go next week as well. So let's take a look at the weekly again just to get our referencing right. We've got a nice breakout, so obviously this is going to push into a place. Now on the price we're already there, on the daily we're already there, on the weekly though, it's a bit tricky. All right, so we have to be a bit careful here with Dow Jones. From a perspective of price target, we've got a lower level obviously on the weekly and on the price, on the PST and the price. However though, because it's a swing day, what you want to do with this is not muck around trying to sell it. I would wait for the news to come out and then do that retracement. Okay, so as you can see, this just all worked out fine, and that's, it's just the way it is. All right, so with yesterday as well, if you marked your hours in for this one, you should have been okay, because we had what's that, this is what did I have here, 750, which is 650. 650 is there. All right, and let's see what this is. This is 5 o'clock on the platform. Well, I had 625. I also had 445 on the platform. This is 430. That's your 445 on the platform. All right, so 445 going into 625 and 750, right into there, and then falling off into 1155, which is 1055 on the platform, and that is your 1055. All right, so boom, boom, you know, that kind of thing. Following this down is, like I said, it is logical, and that's how we should really go. But because it's a swing day, I wouldn't push my luck in case the market wants to make a retracement and go into the next swing day. All right, so be mindful on that. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now with NASDAQ SP 500, the swing day was a breakout day, which is fine. That does happen. We're okay with that. Once it happens, we can follow it to the next swing day. So no hard feelings there. It can just flow in that direction, as you can see. And with NASDAQ, Friday was the swing day. So Monday to Friday, nice and up. Market selling nice and easy. And we talked about these levels with the SP 500 and the Dow Jones and all of them. We talked about selling off. And if that's the case, that would have been okay. Here, once again, that's 5 o'clock on the platform. 5:25. Okay, on the platform was what I gave according to 6:25 my time. 5:25 here. Market coming nicely into the target zone there. All right, so weekly pivot obviously is always going to be a place where you need to be careful. Always cover the trade, take a bit of profit or move your stop forward, manage your business. And later on, as you can see, the market dipping down. So we still have a bit of room to come down on these levels there, down into the 61 zone, 21,350. So 21,350, 366, which is pretty much done. Okay, 21,350, 666 there. On the daily, just bear with me because we haven't, that's done yesterday. Okay, so as you can see, if you're using your PSD, you should be just fine. All right, see how it touched all of them. The other one is down there on a 50. Now, will this thing break down and push down into the 50? It needs to, one way or another, sooner or later, to close in those gaps, which is fine. That 50 level is 21,045, which you should have already put something there. Okay, 21,045. If you're trading NASDAQ, when I'm doing the videos, always keep an eye on those PST levels so you can target yourself in case I did miss it, okay? Because sometimes that does happen too. So here as well on NASDAQ yesterday, I gave 12.45, which should be 11.45 here. That's your 11.45. Nice and easy into New York, nice and easy into New York closing, and so on. Now, if the market pushes back up again, selling might be the way to go because it is a swing day. So from a high, we might want to sell. But if it keeps pushing down, then buying will be an option. This is a nice stop sweep location. If I take a look at the weekly, we still have some room to come down, as you can see. But on the daily, because it's going to be a swing day, that 21,301, 21,301, which is just here, whoopsie daisy, should be on your radar. I'm just going to get rid of that so we don't have too many lines. So be mindful there, okay? If the market comes down all of a sudden and does a quick stop sweep, we might start moving up into the next swing day, okay? So that is also possible. A good buy kiss is at 66. Be mindful for that 21,560. If the market goes into 21,560 and they decide to sell off, that shouldn't surprise you, all right? Which is just there. Okay, and there's a bit of a gap there, so it's logical. Be mindful on how to deal with it. There's also a slight gap here, so this zone is also going to be tricky. If it breaks above it, I wouldn't stand in front of it. Like I said, you can always wait for the news, okay? But this is a good, decent retracement, and like I said, it will come back. The market will eventually come back to these levels. So if you're going long and keep pushing up and up and up, you need to be careful. At one point, you need to make sure your management is all good, because sooner or later, they're going to chuck it all the way back down here. We'll have room to buy, hopefully, in autumn next year. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, see how things pan out. Okay. Rightio, come on. A little slow, but we are getting there. Right, so this is Bitcoin. Now remember with Bitcoin, I said Tuesday was a swing day for Bitcoin, right? So, and that's your Tuesday. All right, so the market's down. I did say this zone is a buy zone. They tapped it on Monday. Tuesday, nice. You want to follow it up? Yes, you can. All right, so, but remember, I also gave you these levels yesterday. So the market dipping in there at a, there you go. That's your market dipping in there. And let's see what time that was. That was 7:50 on the platform. Okay, so 7:50 on the platform is 7:50 my time as well. Let's see, so it's supposed to be 6:50. This is your 6:35, 6:50. All right, so pretty close. On the opening of that, the market bounced up, but look how it comes to the target, and this is the kind of thing you want to look out for, where time and price, you match them up and you push them in. Now remember with Bitcoin, I said we're at all-time highs, and I don't like to buy these levels, so you need to be careful. I don't mind seeing a 1, 2, 3 tap up here before the market pushes further down for a retracement. That's fine. If you're doing intraday trading, buying the low on the Tuesday from yesterday at the price, hour and target was fine. You want to push it up, you can. What you've got is 68 ahead of you, 103,060. You'll put that up there, 103,060, which is just about there. All right, so that's how it is, and that's what you can do with it. Okay, now if you bought yesterday, you should have also managed that trade. Remember, okay, you don't want to be mucking around at the tops without proper trade management. This thing still has a big room to push down into that 65, which I talked about, which is 90,410, which you should have on your radar. 90,410. All right, whenever there's a weekly level, if you're trading it, when I do the video, just note them down. Okay, if it breaks, you know where to get to. 59, just stop the video and go into 59, check the price, mark it in, and so on. All right, as you know, the club area is for people who've learned technical analysis and financial astrology from me. So if you haven't learned anything from me, I'm thinking you know what you're doing. So just make sure you write your levels down. Okay. On the monthly as well, as you can see, we're at that target. The market did that. I said we would get up to there, and the market has done that. So now a bit of a retracement is in order, as you can see. Okay. So we'll see how this will pan out. Okay. But we should dip back down on the monthly, at least into this zone. All right. And that's how it is.